And I'm Jacob Gordon. The Jackson County Bar Association hosted a forum last night to introduce all of the judicial candidates that will be up for election next month. Evening Edition's Holly Piepenberg has more. Last Tuesday marked the largest national voter registration day on record. More than 800,000 people signed up to vote. Registration is still open across the country, and you can visit the website elections.il.gov for more information. And WSIU TV and radio will provide live coverage of tonight's ABC7 gubernatorial debate between Governor Rauner and J.B. Pritzker. The debate starts tonight at 6.
Coming up on Evening Edition, the newest members of the U.S. House of Representatives and Senate arrived for orientation today. Plus, suspects in the murder of an entire family have been arrested. But first, the latest on the winter storm heading into the River Region. Live from Southern Illinois University, you're watching River Region Evening Edition.
Parts of the River Region are under a winter storm warning. Good evening, I'm Diamond Palmer.
And I'm Jacob Gordon. Parts of our area could see up to 3 to 5 inches of snow by tomorrow morning. Madeline Parker is here now with a first look at weather. So Madeline, everybody wants to know, when is the snow going to start? And some SIU students are taking steps to combat the cold. Most students are planning to stay in to avoid the frigid temperatures and wear extra layers to class tomorrow. But some are still anxious for the storm.
I am worried about the roads because this will be my first time driving home in the winter from Carbondale. And I know last year black ice was a big problem, so I'm just kind of looking forward to see how my trip goes.
Other students were more optimistic to this early winter weather.
I mean, me and my friends are gonna, stay in the room together and drink hot cocoa, but nothing too extreme because, like I said, I come from Chicago, so I'm used to the snow. So that really isn't like a big storm for me.
And Madeline will have more on the snowstorm coming up later in the newscast. Good afternoon, I'm Jacob Gordon. Here's a look at what's coming up at 5. President Trump schedules a visit to Southern Illinois, plus an heroic alumnus comes back as Grand Marshal. And Central American migrants march closer to the U.S. border. Join me in the Evening Edition team for these stories, plus a check of your forecast coming up at the top of the hour. And I'm Jacob Gordon. Southern Illinois Congressman Mike Bost's campaign confirmed that the president is scheduled to fly into Murfreesboro to hold a rally in support of Bost. The rally will be held at Hangar 6 of SIU's airport at 4:30 on Saturday, but the doors will open at 1:30. Bost, an incumbent Republican, is in what's being called one of the most competitive congressional races in the country against Democrat Brendan Kelly. Now, if you would like to go to the rally, you can reserve your tickets on the website at the bottom of your screen. River Region Evening Edition will continue to provide more details as we receive them. And the Carbondale City Council meeting that was scheduled for Tuesday night has been canceled. According to the Southern Illinois, Mayor Mike Henry decided to cancel the meeting because of the possibility of civil disobedience related to President Trump's visit to Carbondale. The next City Council meeting is currently scheduled for November 13th. According to the sheriff's office, they received a call from the hunters saying suspected bones were found in the woods on North Marion Street, north of the Carbondale city limits around noon on Sunday. The sheriff's office is conducting a death investigation. Anyone with information about this incident is asked to call the Jackson County Sheriff's Office.
President Trump visited Southern Illinois Saturday, and many people were there to show their support.
People came from all over the Midwest to see the first sitting president to visit the area in 23 years. Now, I talked with some people that were in line for hours to make sure they got inside.
I think it's a historic event.
Thousands of people came to Southern Illinois Airport Saturday, and many were excited for President Donald Trump to visit the area.
Air Force One is wheels down.
I'm gonna go see my man, Donald Trump.
To see Trump, support my president.
Many hope that his visit will put
Murfreesboro, Illinois
on the map.
I think that everybody will see that he knows we exist and he just doesn't go to the bigger towns because not a lot of people know about Murphy and Carbondale.
Even though the president didn't speak until 5, many people lined up hours earlier to make sure they got inside.
And really wanted to come out and show my support.
President Trump spoke to the crowd about tax cuts, securing the U.S.-Mexico border, and putting people back to work. But he also praised incumbent Republican Congressman Mike Bost, who faces a tough battle for re-election this year.
He calls me, please, you've got to help my people. Other people don't care. This guy cares.
Sasha Shoemaker believes President Trump cares about the country's future.
what he is doing to protect the sovereignty of our nation.
And many others agree.
I respect him tremendously. He's come into office with an agenda, and he's stayed true to it.
But at the end of the day, many were grateful for the experience.
Most of us have probably never been in the presence of a sitting president, so I think it's a great honor for our community that he is coming here to little Southern Illinois.
Now, the last sitting president to visit Southern Illinois was President Bill Clinton when he visited SIU in 1995. Big changes are coming to an area television station. Good evening, I'm Jacob Gordon. Zach is off tonight. Welcome back to Evening Edition. One student is dead after a shooting at a North Carolina high school. Matthews police were called to Butler High School this morning. They say an armed student fired at another student in a hallway during a fight. Officers arrested the alleged shooter. Police say it was an isolated incident.
I don't really know what took place. I don't know how a young person gets a handgun in the state of North Carolina, but we are going to look into all of those things, and we will do our best to make sure that this never happens again.
Now, all sports practices were canceled for today. President Trump visited Florida today to see the firsthand damage after Hurricane Michael. The president and First Lady landed in Lynn Haven, Florida this afternoon. Over 20,000 people are still without power in 7 states. Over 30 are still missing in Mexico Beach.
This hit so hard and so fast that the different aspect of human nature is going to come out, and people are going to do anything to survive.
Now the cleanup has begun, but it will take some time before life can return to normal in the affected area. Back here locally, earlier today, a food drive, Veggies for Veterans, was held outside the Marion Kroger. Egyptian Area Agency on Aging partnered with the Marion VA Food Bank for their second annual Veggies for Veterans drive. Last year, the drive raised about $3,500 worth of food. Amber Anderson runs the Retiring and Senior Volunteer Program of Southern Illinois.
We can take money, we can take hygiene products, we can take just about anything. On Friday, we're really gearing towards like pet foods and that sort of thing. We will be here all day trying to stay warm and collecting as much food as we can for the veterans.
The drive will be outside of Kroger the rest of the week from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can also donate directly to the Marion VA Food Bank. The University Hall is closing due to the decrease in enrollment. Neely Hall will host 3 living learning communities next year and offer housing for juniors and seniors without roommates. Some SIU students who live at U Hall believe it won't be the same when it closes.
It was awesome. I loved having my own room, my own space, my own everything. But when I found out about it, I was a bit shocked and hurt about it, you know, just because just everything what it stood for. So
the reopening of Neely Hall is planned for the fall of 2019, while University Hall will close its doors in May. A source also says the report will likely conclude that it was carried out without clearance. Meanwhile, President Trump dispatched Secretary of State Mike Pompeo to Saudi Arabia today. Kara Kafa has more from Washington. A multiple vehicle crash happened Saturday night on I-57. Illinois State Police say the accident happened near mile marker 73 in Franklin County. 3 vehicles were involved and 2 people were transported to Franklin County Hospital with minor injuries. One driver was cited for failing to reduce speed to avoid an accident.
A discovery of 3 bears in Nevada played out like a storybook tale.
But Diamond, this time it was only with less porridge and more firefighters. Jeremy Roth has the story.
Finally tonight, California authorities used Doritos to corral a runaway pig. Well, finally tonight, at least 2 fans left the SIU homecoming game a little happy.
SIU band member Justin Niles proposed to his girlfriend Sam Swanson at the homecoming game this past weekend. Niles popped the question in the 3rd quarter of the game, giving fans something to cheer about during the tough loss.
It's really nice to see. Just like, that's a nice little ending to homecoming right there.
It's so sweet. And even though he's in his band uniform, he's like already dressed up.
Will Gray Dog be at the wedding?
Probably.
His Brown Dog.
He's the best man.
Oh, and then his Brown Dog, the ring bearer?
Exactly.
Oh, wonderful.
We've got it all planned out for him. They should really call us. We can help them. We can help them plan this wedding.
Wedding planners.
River Region
wedding
planners.
rest of the week.
All right. I like your hat, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us tonight. The Nightly Business Report is up next. I'm Jacob Gordon.